All right, let's dive into a sales technique that the absolute top performers use. It doesn't just help close a deal, it completely changes the conversation. It's called talking past the sale close, and we're about to break down exactly how it works and how it makes a yes feel like the only logical outcome.
So, what is this technique, really? At its heart, it's all about a simple but powerful shift in how you talk. You just stop asking the question of if a customer is going to buy. Instead, you start leading a conversation about when they'll buy and how they're going to start enjoying all the benefits.
The guy who really made this famous is the sales legend Brian Tracy, and his definition is perfect. It's a way to get around that natural hesitation, that friction that comes with any big buying decision. You're not pushing for a yes, you're just talking and acting as if they already own it. The psychological trick here, if you can call it that, is that you're making their move from prospect to customer feel normal, like it's the most natural next step in the world.
Now, I want to be really clear, this isn't some cheap sales gimmick. It's actually rooted in some pretty powerful psychology. Let's get into the mindset that makes it so darn effective. It's all about where you direct the prospect's attention, their mental spotlight.
You know, top consultants have a name for this. They call it future pacing, and for a good reason. It's not about pressuring someone in the moment. It's about being their guide, helping them mentally step into a future where their problem is gone and they're already enjoying the result. You're helping them, well, pace themselves right into that better reality.
Think about it. A typical sales pitch gets stuck right here, in the transactional moment. It's all about the price, the decision, the stress. Future pacing moves that mental spotlight way over here to the rewards of owning it, the relief, the success, that great feeling of a problem solved. You're deliberately changing the subject from the pain of buying to the pleasure of the outcome.
And this gets right to the heart of it. As Brian Tracy himself put it, your job isn't just to rattle off a list of features, it's to show the benefits in a way that truly, well, arouses their desire to buy. You're not selling a product, you're selling a better, easier, more successful future.
Okay, so that's the why behind it all. But what about the how? How do you actually do this in a real conversation? Well, it really breaks down into 3 core mechanics.
Let's dig into these. First up is the presumptive linguistic shift. This is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You just stop using words like if, and you start using words of certainty, like when or as. It frames the sale as a done deal. Second, mental projection. This is where you use word pictures to paint a vivid emotional story that they can see themselves in. You're tapping into the emotional side of the brain. And third, positional anchoring. This makes the future feel real by describing exactly where the product will go or how the service will fit into their life, turning an abstract idea into something solid.
Just look at the difference here in this chart. The standard approach, it's all high pressure, analytical. It forces a yes or no decision and makes the prospect focus on the cost. But talking past the sale, it's low pressure, it's emotional. Your goal isn't to get a yes, it's to create this vision of success where the prospect sees themselves as someone who's already using and loving the benefits. It's a total reframing of the entire game.
Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get really practical. How can you take these ideas and actually use them in your very next sales call? Here's a 4-step framework you can follow. First, you've got to find their hot button. What's the one big thing they really, really want? Second, you weave that benefit into a story about their future. Third, you make that story feel real by using sensory words to help them see, hear, and feel it. And finally, you confirm the outcome by moving on to small details, like asking, so would a Tuesday or Wednesday delivery work better for you? You're just assuming the big decision is already made.
Let's look at how this sounds for a service-based business. Check out the language. You are really going to love, and when you place an order. It's not if, it's a confident promise of a great experience, and it's talked about like it's already happening.
How about in real estate? It's all about painting a picture of their new life. The agent isn't just selling a house, they're selling a lifestyle. They're using future pacing to get the client to imagine themselves already living there, enjoying the quiet streets and the easy commute. The decision stops being about buying a property and starts being about confirming a great feeling.
And for a business-to-business sale, this is just a perfect example of that positional anchoring we talked about. It will sit right over there. That simple phrase puts the machine right in their office, quietly and efficiently doing its job, before a contract is even signed.
Okay, this technique is super powerful, but, and this is a big but, it's not foolproof. If you use it the wrong way, it can totally backfire.
So let's talk about the common mistakes that can make you sound arrogant instead of confident.
These are the 4 big ones to avoid. First, do not try this until you've built some genuine rapport. Otherwise, you'll just sound pushy. Second, you still have to listen. This is not a monologue. Use little check-in questions to make sure they're still with you. Third, if you slip back into using words like if, you completely shatter the illusion of certainty you've worked to build. And finally, don't paint this amazing emotional picture and then suddenly switch back to boring technical details. You'll kill the mood instantly.
And you know, this final thought from Brian Tracy just wraps it all up perfectly. In a sales conversation, nothing is neutral. Every single word either helps build that future vision or it hurts it. By mastering the art of talking past the sale, you make sure every word you say helps create a vision so powerful that saying yes becomes the easiest, most natural next step they can take.